Actually, my
Okay. Good afternoon to all dear participants.
explanation is not and
Please, please don't interrupt here. Whatever questions you
hello
want
sir.
to ask.
Actually, I will present.
Hello. Okay. I am
My co.
I am Dr. Vitthal Kale sir, and I welcome all of you in my Zoom room number 5. And I request all of you to present your paper in only 5 minutes. So without spending time, may I request the first participant, Dr. P. Ganeshan sir, to present his paper. Is Dr. P. Ganeshan sir is here? Okay, I think he is not here.
Actually, sir, Dr. P. Ganesan sir.
Yes, yes, continue. What?
Hello, sir. Number 4, my co-guide and co-author the paper. Thank you, sir.
Okay, if you are, you can present paper, ma'am. Start video. Start your video.
Okay, sir.
Your voice is not clear and audible, ma'am. It is cracking. So I request the another participants, Dr. M. Farida Begum, madam, to present her paper. I think she has not. I think she has not also joined. Okay. Now I request Pratap Kumar Gorai sir to present his paper. Pratap Kumar Gorai sir, please, you are visible to me. Please unmute your mic and present your paper.
Okay, thank you, sir. First of all, I would like to give a great thanks for the organizer because it's a great platform, because you have organized a great seminar. It is a great topic now because human value. And now in contemporary Indian society, as well as all whole over world, the human value become degraded. Okay.
Okay.
So my topic is a poetic sentence of Rabindranath Tagore have to realize higher human value. Mainly, we know about Rabindranath Tagore, a famous Bengali poet known as Gurudev. Rabindranath Tagore has innumerable contribution on short stories, prose, drama, songs, etc., where he has promoted mainly to inculcate, interpenetrate human values among the masses. Kobiguru has taken several good initiatives to interpret a higher level of human values by his contribution. In a poem entitled Dinodan, Destitute Donation, বাংলায় হচ্ছে দিনদান, in English destitute donation, where he a sentence which charmed me greatly. অনন্ত নীলিমা মাঝে অগণ্য আলোক দীপ্যমান, মোর ঘরে ভিত্তি চিরন্তন, সত্য শান্তি দয়া প্রেম। My eternal home is lit by everlasting lamps in the midst of a azure sky. In my home, the foundation are built with the values of truth, peace, compassion, and love. So here, if we want to enlighten our conscience, to liberate our mind, to open our heart, after all, to value our human, obviously we have to realize only those above said single sentence. At the contemporary social system, most of the human beings become self-centered and narrow-minded. Their attitude towards other are not well accepting and adjustable due to own prosperity and progress. They never thought about others' problems and prosperity, because where has a lack of realization to others' value as well as human value. So, an abstract sense of human value is an abstract sense. We never see, we never catch the value, but it is the great metaphoric building of our humanistic society. If we want to establish a balanced human society, at first we have to give human value to everybody. Value are an eminent subject or humanistic subject mainly in our sociology. Sociology is the study of human relationship, which is making by the process of social interaction, cooperation, competition, conflict, accommodation, assimilation, and acculturation, where each and every social interaction and social process has its own valuable state of judgment. So, where an individual value has become compound to build a balanced human society, value is a collective concept which refers to a good and fine, desirable and demandable, cherishable and maintainable, and also transferable through norms, mores, or customs in our culture and society.
Okay, sir.
Value is an
Sorry.
assumption, largely
Hello.
unconsciousness.
Okay, sir.
Hello, sorry.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you, but we got your point. You have nicely presented your paper in a very significant manner related to our main theme, that is human value. Now, I request Dr. Anubhuti Shinde Madam to present her paper. Sir, please unmute yourself now. Mute yourself now. Now it is over to Dr. Anubhuti Shinde Madam.
Very good afternoon, sir. This is Dr. Anubhuti Shinde. I'm presenting my paper from this ID, Godavari IMR, from our college ID. Sir, do we need to share our PPTs?
No, ma'am. Actually, we are using free version of Zoom, so it is
Okay.
time limit.
Okay, sir. Okay, fine. So, proceeding with my presentation, my topic is a conceptual study on human values and its inculcation among students of higher secondary schools. Introduction of my paper is inculcation of human values. What do you mean by inculcation of human values? Basically, human being is a social animal, and we know that any person needs a society, family, and some role models, leaders to motivate themselves and to impart knowledge among themselves. So for imparting the education, value education is not only considered as the heart of education, but it is very essential part for developing moral base also. So in my study, I have taken the students of higher secondary, so that in this case, the teachers, the main aim of the teachers is how they impart the knowledge and moral values among the students. Since we know that various literatures are available, literature plays very important role in developing values among the students. So when we are young, or when we are in our younger age, we learn from our parents, from the teachers, and in the society. So the learning is from not only the human beings, but also some stories, poems, dramas, actions. All this together make and leadership and develop the learning capabilities from the very small age or youngsters. So in academic institutions, many schools and colleges communicate their moral, what are the human values, that do not ditch anyone, or speaking lie is bad thing, stealing, some negative thoughts are not should be born in ourselves. So we should be confident and inculcate values in the school students, so that their overall personality will groom. Based on this fact, there are various literature in my studies, like Kotsuma in 2015 also supported and argumented that yes, the literature plays a very vital role in learning or imparting the knowledge and developing or inculcating the human values among the students. Jaspreet in 2014 also supported my this research, and some other research also that for being in global society, you should be self-realization, inner development is must, fundamental values should be these values. Of course, we need the learnings and role model plays in this society that help us to groom ourselves. So objective behind this is to identify what is the importance of values reflected in the activities, and then to know the perception of teachers for and the need for inculcating human values in these students. Going on to the conclusion, it is very important since today is technological era and we have many types of other options in inculcating the human values in these students. So there may be spiritual training sessions, there may be the different teaching aids in these schools that teachers can handle and then motivate and develop these learnings and teachings among the students. As we know that human behavior is very unpredictable in nature. So, depending on the perceptional level or the understanding level of these students, it becomes sometimes very difficult to impart or to teach the human values and the quality of education. So, the teacher needs to develop this set of values like love, respect, empathy among the students, and they have to spend their major part in nurturing those students, because maximum part of the student spends with the teachers and their parents. So both the parents and teachers should help them to inculcate or to develop the human values among the students. And my study concludes that teachers plays very important role in shaping the present and future of the students, and it's a need of an hour, and together it contributes a lot for the society and developing the nation. That's all from my side, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. You have nicely presented your paper pointing out the importance of morals and human values. Now, may I request
Thank you, sir.
Miss Shalin Sharma to present her paper. Miss Shalin Sharma.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, madam.
Thank you for giving me this. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Actually,
my research paper is on the topic.
Okay, continue.
Sir, my research paper is on the topic, a study on the wordsmith Arun Joshi. So I'm talking about Arun Joshi's writings. Basically, his books uncover a reality where man is defied by oneself and the inquiries of his reality. Rather than projecting the material specialists, he focuses on the portrayal of the inside of the individual mind, the external excursion prompting the internal profundities of brain. And in his books, he portrays the protagonist's psychological contentions, tortures, and irritations, lastly settling of issues and obtaining selfhood. And with the topic of extending the characters with their aspirations, need, dreams, disappointments, disillusionments, withdrawals, separation, and distance, Arun Joshi has added another measurement and desire to the Indo-English writing. None of the other Indian authors has caught this comes of the protagonists with such profundity and flawlessness. Regarding the European fiction, Joshi ought to be recalled with Camus, Graham Greene, Henry James, and Saul Bellow, and in the Indian setting, he can be possibly positioned with K.K. Narayan, Anita Desai, and numerous other present-day Indo-English scholars. So his writings, every one of Arun Joshi's books depicts the cutting-edge man's concern of the self in the expediently changing society. He notices and portrays skillfully the thought processes, feelings, disappointments, dissatisfactions, and clashes of his protagonists. As R.K. Dhawan properly states, that Joshi explores different avenues regarding the mode of writing for examining man's issue, especially in the light of thought processes answerable for his activity on his mind. His protagonists are mostly the pariahs, or the estranged people who abruptly become mindful of their limit, profound quality and weakness, inborn sensation, separation, and the insignificance of presence in a normal-less world. This mindfulness estranged him from man and society around him and from each standard and conviction. The point of the investigation is to find how, when, and why they get distance from their unique self and how they grasp reality and accomplish the culmination of their self. Arun Joshi has contributed a couple of books to Indo-English literature, yet the entirety of his books are composed adequately and with artfulness. His commitment to Indo-English as books as The Foreigner, The Apprentice, Strange Case of Billy Biswas, The Last Labyrinth, The City and the River is restricted yet wonderful and acclaim commendable. And the 1960 saw 2 stars ascending on the skylines of the Indian English fiction, that was The Peacock and The Foreigner. So the conclusion which I would like to share with you is that he is no doubt perhaps the most remarkable contemporary Indian writers in the Indo-English writing. He is in reality a novelist of high request, and his anxiety for individual people has granted a significant appeal to his works.
Okay, thank
So
you,
I hope
madam.
I am clear with my topic, sir.
Yes, ma'am, you have very appropriately pointed out that how dejection and disappointment is closely related with human values. If a particular person
Yes,
of
sir.
society don't meet human values, then how it affects his psychology is appropriately presented by you. So thank you very much for your participation. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Now I may request next participant, Miss Shrutika Neve madam, to present her paper. Shrutika madam.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good.
I will present from this ID, that college ID.
Okay, ma'am. No problem.
Okay. So, this is Professor Shrutika Neve from Godavari Institute of Management and Research, Jalgaon, and the topic for my research paper is Human Values and Professional Ethics in Educational Institutions, a Conceptual Study. So, what are human values? We all know the human values are the ones which guide a person to interact with one another. Some basic human values one must have are the right conduct, peace, truth, peaceful coexistence, discipline, whereas the professional ethics can be the principles and standards which guides an individuals for their professional behavior and code of conduct they must do in their profession. So this can include the transparency, efficiency, integrity, honesty, and so on. So the professional ethics among teachers in educational institutions. When a person adopts a teaching as his profession, he must understand that he is under continuous observation of the students, of the society at large. So he should be, we should make the continuous professional growth. He should have proper code of conduct. He should be knowledgeable and so on. So I have taken the literature of Mahatma Gandhi ji. He have given some inspirational values about professional ethics and human values. As we all know, Gandhiji followed the principles of Satyagraha. He is stuck to their simple life, like Satya, Ahimsa, vegetarianism, then self-discipline, simplicity, non-possession, faith, equality, etc. So he said that a person should be a born leader. So it is also made for the teacher only. He should be also a leader. Then he should be honest. He should have self-confidence. He should be self-disciplined. He should take on the principle of the truth. He should be simplicity and equality. Mahatma Gandhiji has said that your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny. So as we all know, the values becomes our destiny. So that's why every teacher should have proper human values or moral values that he must inculcate in their students. The objective of my study is to study the awareness about human values among teachers in educational institutions
to identify the factors required to develop the professional ethics among teachers in the educational institution. And my study is fully based on the secondary data. So I would like to say that teachers should have the following attributes or the characteristics. We can say the first one is human values and human rights. Every teacher must have human values and he must adopt it. Then professional integrity, he must have that proper pedagogy of teaching. Then on the basis of professional community, he must develop and promote professionalism in their workplace and have good education to the students. When we come to educational implications, a teacher must have the good professional ethics towards his profession, which can be either automatically transformed to coming generations. And the role of teachers in education, we must say that he must inculcate the 3 stages. Like first is planning. In planning stage, he must be the learner. A teacher is learner in the planning stage because why he is attending the professional development programs and FDPs, various FDPs, in which he learns the best practice and strategies of effective teaching. In the second stage, he can be the instructor, very good instructor, mentor, tutor for the students that they can tell the students how to improve themselves. And in last stage, he can the student interaction stage. He must be interact with their students that how they can develop themselves by our values and our teaching. Last, I want to conclude with this. To improve the professional ethics among teachers in educational institution, human values play a very important role in which they help to develop the human values in future generation. So every teacher must adopt this ethics, and as a result, we can lead happy, peaceful, and satisfied life throughout. That's all from my side. Thank you, sir.
Okay, madam, thank you for your participation and nice presentation. You have rightly pointed the importance of human values in professional life by giving examples of father of nation, Mahatma Gandhi. Thank you, madam, for your nice presentation. Now,
Thank you, sir.
may I request another next participant, Achal Arora madam, to present her paper. Achal Arora madam.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, madam. Please continue.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. This side Anchal Arora, author.
Ma'am,
This side Anchal Arora, and I'm.
You can on your video,
Yes.
so you can take screenshot of your own presentation.
So the problem is, so I'm facing some problem regarding my camera.
Okay, no problem, ma'am. Continue. Please
So,
continue.
my research topic is trauma. Today, I'm discussing my paper on trauma to resilience and small acts of freedom by Gurmehar Kaur. I am research scholar from Chandigarh University. So, starting with the introduction, Gurmehar Kaur is an Indian author and she came into the limelight during Save DU campaign. So, she published her work, Small Acts of Freedom and the Young and the Restless. Today, I took her book, Small Acts of Freedom. It was a debut novel by Gurmehar Kaur. It is the story of 3 women, Gurmehar itself, her mother Raji, and her grandmother Amarjit. Gurmehar is the daughter of a Kargil war martyr. She has discussed her story, her mother's story, how after the death of her father in the Kargil war, how they survived. It was the no sport was given to them by the government. So her mother single-handedly raised her and her sister. It was seen that she has gone to the work and she has shifted to many places to raise her children and to give them the best education. If I talk about the trauma, how it is related to human psychology, it was defined as the some of the adverse experience has been suffered by someone. And if I talk about resilience, it is about to cope up with some situations. So what I found that these women suffered from the trauma and then shown the resilient behavior, and I have applied the resilient theory, who says how you react is most important than what the situation is. So what I found in the novel is when the Gurmehar died in the Kargil war, she was just 3 years old and her mother was was in trauma, like what happened to the family as the family was destroyed. And the same happening has been happened in her family because her mother Raji has also lost her father in the war. So it becomes challenging for the two women to raise their children. When I talk about the Raji's mother, she was living in the society where the education for the daughters are not essential, but she fought, she stitched the suits, she did very little works like giving tuition to the students to give her daughters education. Same thing is done by Raji. And it was seen one time when uh, Gurmehar was a tennis player and she wanted to give up on the life just because she didn't win the competition. Then Raji told her that life is a competition. There will be up downs and we didn't want to give up on that. So the conclusion is seen that the three women at every point, at different point, they face the different traumas, but they have shown the resilient behavior. They cope up with the situation and raise in their life and shine in their life, and they have proved this resilient theory in the book has been shown by the Gurmehar court. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. We got your point. Your point. The main objective of your paper was to highlight the importance of human values regarding regarding nurture of uh, women. Also means we should not talk much about human values in words only. Our human values should be reflected through our actions, and it should be equal to all irrespective of gender disparity. Thank you, ma'am. Now
Thank you, sir.
I request Dr. M. Farida Begum, madam, to present her paper. Please, Dr. Farida
Hello,
Begum,
good
madam.
afternoon, sir.
Okay, madam. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. This is a shared paper, sir,
Okay.
and the topic is immigrant experiences and the matrix of human values in Chitra Divakaran's My Sister of Heart. So now I go with my paper.
Okay.
As we all know that the human values are universal, the experiences of human beings tend to be variable, subject to the capricious blend of their origin, brought up, and the culture of heart as well as mind. The socio-economical interpolations, quite often resulting in the preconditioning of the self, cannot be summarily discarded herewith in this context. The natural acceptance of an entity in its eternal quest for the retention of the purity of the values continues to replenish the human values grid, though the major chunks of the multitudes are tossed up by a gross misapprehension of the term values. Unlike the price factor, the term value can be viewed from the utility aspect, one's participation in relation to the bigger order with a specific referential four-quadrant matrix of self, family, society, and nature. The major thematic concerns of immigrant fiction are often labeled as stereotype approaches such as nostalgia, identity crisis, dichotomy, estrangement, cultural conflicts, rootlessness, dislocation, as well as relocation. Indian sensibility has found a new dimension and space in the recent times thanks to the post-colonial experiential fiction. It's an experimental fiction. Though the terms like immigrant writings, expatriate writings, diasporic writings offer different subtle demarcations, yet the main focus will be on the essential experiences resultant of certain value systems. In a multicultural society like America, which is viewed as a melting point, unlike the writers like Raja Rao and others, the writers of third generation, though they never experience either migration blues or the anxiety of their homeland, the writings contain all the concerns, characteristics of the writings of Indian diaspora. In Bharati Mukherjee's Jasmine, Jyoti becomes Jasmine, later Jassy and the Jane in transition. Meena Alexander, Geeta Mehta, Jhumpa Lahiri, and a host of others have given post-colonial Indian writing a new direction. Jhumpa Lahiri's namesake is about the immigrant experiences and the cultural conflicts. Vikram Seth, in his A Suitable Boy, talks about the private and public lives of the Indians. Most of the women writers choose to give a specific expression to the women voices in order to ascertain the transformed selves of the protagonists. Their focus is on the struggle to adopt and adjust amid the ultimate emotional and psychological oscillations. Regarding Chitra Banerjee Divakarani's fiction, yes, Dhanam rightly points out, and inevitably it includes the Indian-American experience of grappling with two identities. She has her finger accurately on the diasporic pulse, fusing Eastern values with Western ethos. Chitra Divakarni is interested in explaining the intricate relationships in the mysteries of spices, spices Tilo's transformation into Maya, her conflict-ridden mind, how she is torn between the mortal her work, Arranged Marriages, offers her shared experiences of
Okay.
others pertaining to issues like abortion, divorce, racism, and interracial relationships with reference to the conceptualization of the society. The
Okay,
Wine
ma'am.
of
Sorry,
Desire is
sorry,
about
sorry to
unlikely-
interrupt you. Sorry to interrupt you, but
Yes, sir.
we have only 8 minutes to remain. Now, you have
Yes, sir.
actually pointed
So
out.
let me come back to my own.
Okay. I
Let me come back to my
okay, okay. Please continue. Please continue.
my sister of heart of
Okay.
Chitra Divakaranis. In my sister of heart, Anju and Sudha's displacement as well as rootlessness is solely because of their dissatisfaction with their own cultural values, complex experiences, encompassing cultural hybridization, social and psychological conflicts. Inherited values also play a vital role in shaping their identities. It is the exploration of the complexity of human relations in the context of globalization, individual versus multicultural society, considering the matrix of human values, wherein family and the relationships of the 9 essential values in which marriage is sacrosanct in Indian context. It contains an element divinity, and the concept diverse is essential. The post-modernism has posed new threats in terms of changing roles of the partners and their attitude towards sex. Lack of disharmony in the family is a resultant of lack of values. As the experiences vary, the notion of diverse is slowly changing. The society begins to detach the stigma with it. A new trend has emerged in welcoming the diverse daughter in the family and the stepchild. It is no longer a taboo here. So my main thing is about all the human values, the 9 values. I mainly focus on the trust. Trust which should be amidst family, individuals, society, and nature. So I can just end up as only 5 minutes time is given to me here. In the words of Ashok in the Palace of Snakes here, Daitya, but Sudha flies to America in the meantime of the story here. When she receives the wedding card of Ramesh from Mrs. Sanyal and her taunting notice, see how easily you can be replaced. See what a catch my son is. See what an enormous mistake I made leaving him.
Okay.
This is
Thank
what
you.
I wanted to.
Okay, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Actually,
sir.
you
Thank you, sir.
you seem to be very experienced person, but we have time limit. Now, may I
Okay, sir.
request Dr. Ashok Taide sir to present his paper. And I want to give one message. Suppose this meeting will automatically ended, then don't get panic. We will rejoin this meeting, and the participants who have to present their paper, they will present in the next meeting. Okay, Dr. Taide sir, I request you please.
हाँ
I request you
हाँ,
to.
नमस्ते सर, मेरी आवाज सुनाई दे रही है आपको?
हाँ सर, आपकी आवाज सुनाई दे रही है. मैं
हाँ हाँ, नमस्ते नमस्ते.
मैं आपसे विनती करता हूं कि आप 5 या 6 मिनट में आपका शोध निबंध प्रस्तुत करें.
अच्छा
Sir,
अच्छा
one
अच्छा,
second,
ओके
sir.
सर, ओके.
My paper is shared with Dr. S.M. Basha, Associate Professor of English HOD, sir. Both of us together in the same place.
Okay,
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 sir. Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving this opportunity.
okay, madam. Thank you.
हाँ काले सर, नमस्ते.
नमस्ते सर जी, बोलिए.
नमस्ते नमस्ते. मैं मेरे शोध निबंध को पढ़ने के लिए प्रारंभ करूं?
बिल्कुल.
हाँ, मेरे शोध निबंध का नाम है सर सूरज उपन्यास में सामाजिक मूल्य विमर्श.
अच्छा.
यहाँ मूल्य समय की सीमा को ध्यान में रखकर मुझे ये संक्षेप में प्रस्तुत करना है सर. मूल्य यानी मनुष्य जीवन को जीने के लिए जो नियम बनाए जाते हैं उसे हिंदी में मूल्य कहा जाता है और इंग्लिश में उसे वैल्यू कहा जाता है. यहाँ मानव जीवन जो है वो परिवर्तनशील है और परिवर्तनशील क्या हम सब जानते हैं कि मानव का जीवन परिवर्तनशील है क्योंकि परिवर्तन ही सृष्टि का नियम है और मानव जीवन भी इसका अपवाद नहीं है. मनुष्य नीति नियमों का मूल्यों का पालन करने वाला एक प्राणी है और उत्तरोत्तर उसने अपनी उन्नति की हुई है. यहाँ मैंने जो उपन्यास लिया हुआ है वो हिमांशु जोशी जी का बहुचर्चित सूरज उपन्यास है। इस उपन्यास में सामाजिक मूल्यों का विमर्श किस तरह से होता है ये बताने की कोशिश मैं यहाँ कर रहा हूँ। यहाँ हम देखते हैं कि हिमांशु जोशी जो है प्रसिद्ध उपन्यासकार है, साहित्य समाज का दर्पण होता है। इसके बारे में डॉक्टर नगेंद्र दी इस संदर्भ में अपनी बात कहते हैं कि किसी भी देश के समाज को परखना हो तो इतिहास की अपेक्षा यदि तत्कालीन कहानियां पढ़ ली जाए तो तस्वीर की तरह समाज समक्ष आ जाता है, या यूं कहना होगा कि कहानी वह दर्पण है जिसके माध्यम से समाज को उसकी खूबियों और उसकी कमियों के साथ परखा जा सकता है। यहाँ सूरज ये जो उपन्यास है हिमांशु जोशी का प्रसिद्ध उपन्यास है, जिसके नाम से ही बोध होता है कि आजादी के बाद सूरज होगा, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं हुआ है। अंग्रेजी राज से अधिक आजादी के बाद की स्थिति आज यहाँ वर्णित की गई है। भ्रष्ट शासन व्यवस्था, वर्ग भेद, वर्ण भेद के साथ अन्याय और अत्याचार को सहना पड़ रहा है, यहाँ इस उपन्यासकार ने स्पष्ट किया हुआ है। भारतीय समाज के आजादी के बाद जिस राम राज्य की कल्पना की हुई है की थी, ठीक उसका यहाँ उल्टा ही दिखाई देता है। राम राज्य की कल्पना से यह तात्पर्य है कि यहाँ लोगों का मोहभंग हुआ है, निराशा की स्थिति है, निराशा की स्थिति निर्माण हुई है। हिमांशु जोशी यही सूरज के मतलब सूरज उपन्यास के माध्यम से कहना चाहते हैं। सूरज ये जो उपन्यास है इनकी 3 अलग अलग लघु कथाएं हैं और इन 3 कथाओं का वर्णन यहाँ किया गया है। यहाँ जो जाति बताए है कुमाऊं जाति का यहाँ वर्णन किया गया है और तराई के आदिवासी समाज का यहाँ काचा में भारत नेपाल के सीमावर्ती भाग का यहाँ वर्णन किया हुआ है। प्रस्तुत रचना में लेखक लिखते हैं कि 3 अलग अलग उपन्यासों के होने के बावजूद यही यहाँ केवल एक तस्वीर में यहाँ समाई हुई है और अलग अलग तस्वीरें हैं। यहाँ रूप है, रंग है, भावभूमि और निरूपण का सब अलग अलग है। इसके अंतर द्वंद्व में या अंतर विरोध है, परंतु इन भिन्नताओं के बावजूद भी कई घोर अभिन्नता यहाँ दिखाई देती है। फिर भी यहाँ विषमता है, शोषण है, अत्याचार है, दमन है। इस उपन्यास का मुख्य पात्र गांधी जो है वह सत्यवादी है, गांधी जी के विचारों पर, महात्मा गांधी जी के विचारों पर चलने वाला है, लेकिन देश को आजाद करने के लिए वो कई बार जेल की यात्रा भी करता है। आजादी के बाद में बसे गांव जो है सभी गांव वाले उन्हें पूजनीय एवं आदरणीय मानते हैं, किंतु उसका अंत भी बुरा होता है। परिवार के लोग